Hare Krishna everyone. Hope you had a lovely day. Welcome to Soma Vedic Astrology channel. Today we will discuss about the placement 6th lord in the 12th house. What do you mean by the lord of the house in Vedic astrology? Now each planet has got a responsibility of handling either one or two houses. So this planets become the lord of those houses. Now look at this table to see which planet is the lord of which zodiac sign. So if you see this table, Mars is the lord of two zodiac signs, which is Aries and Scorpio. Venus is the lord of two zodiac signs, Taurus and Libra. So in this way, each of the planet has gotten a department to handle either one or two zodiac signs. Now let us try to understand that with an example. Now for example, if in your chart third lord is in the fourth house, so how you conclude whether third lord is in fourth house? So if you see, this is the first house where 12 is written, this is the second house where 1 is written, and this is the third house where 2 is written. Now what is 2? If we have a look at the table, then 2 is nothing but the Taurus zodiac sign. And who is the lord of Taurus zodiac sign? It is Venus. Okay, so what you will say then, lord of the third house is Venus. Okay, because it is the lord of the Taurus zodiac sign. And but where is Venus placed? Now Venus is placed in the fourth house of the birth chart. So this is how you will conclude that third lord is in the fourth house. So today we will check the placement sixth lord in the 12th house, but before that I have already made detailed videos on what all things can we see from the sixth house as well as from the 12th house. Please go and check that out before proceeding with this video. Also, a small disclaimer. Please note that this is a general prediction depending only on the placement of lords in a specific house. Accurate results will only come after considering the zodiac sign, planets, dignity of the planets, retrogression, combustion, aspects, nakshatra, ascendant, shadbal, conjunction, and your running time period, which is Mahadasha, Antardasha, etc. Now, sixth house is part of the Artha Trikon. The Artha Trikon in any chart deals with earning wealth, managing wealth, saving wealth so that one can live in this material existence of life. On the other hand, 12th house is part of the Moksha Trikon. The Moksha Trikon links to detachment from the materialistic aspects of life, transcending into spirituality, and not caring about how much one is earning. So when these two houses are getting connected to each other, the theme of this time period, whenever this will be active, is mostly to escape from the materialistic realms after achieving things materially. Only when one achieves everything materially and whatever they desire is when they understand that, oh, it did not fulfill the inner insatiable hunger which is there inside you, and that is when this placement you will move towards spirituality. Now sixth lord is going 7 places away and sitting in the 12th house. 7 places away shows areas of life where you need a partnership, where you need support from somebody, at least from one significant other person. Sixth lord also going into the 12th house of destruction, 12th house of loss, 12th house of detachment. So sixth lord is getting destroyed, which is a good thing, isn't it? Because sixth lord is a lord which is giving struggles and obstacles, and sixth lord is going somewhere in some house in everybody's chart, right? Nobody is immune to struggles and obstacles in their life, but in this case specifically, sixth lord is going in the house of destruction or house of loss. So in that sense, this is a good placement because the power of sixth lord is getting weak. the power of sixth lord to give struggles and obstacles to you is getting weak, that does not mean that you are not going to have struggles and obstacles in life. It means that all these things will be there, but then you have the power and the capability to escape it, to destroy your bad habits, to destroy shed repose, and to emerge victorious. Now, both the houses, sixth house and 12th house, are part of the Dushtana houses. Now, Dushtana houses are not so comfortable houses because it deals with events and scenarios which nobody likes to experience in their life. If we talk about sixth house, it deals with theft, robbery, loans, huge debt traps, dealing with enemies, competition, illnesses. All these things are part of the sixth house. When we talk about the 12th house, it is dealing with the events of losses, huge expenses, hospitalization, prison time, jail time, being thrown away from one's own homeland or home country, living in isolation. Okay, all this is part of the 12th house. So when these two dusthana houses are getting linked to each other, in one sense it is good, because it is making the sixth lord dusthana elements weaker. But that does not mean that this dasha period will be smoother for you. This dasha period will be full of obstacles and challenges, because the dusthana thing is not going to go away. It is just that you will also have the inner power inside you to overcome this troubling or difficult time. So it is definitely going to be a challenging phase for you, but it is going to be definitely rewarding during the end of this time period. Now, sixth house specifically, apart from being a dusthana house, is also an upachya house. Now, upachya houses are those houses of the chart wherein things doesn't is not hunky dory right from beginning, but as and when you understand life, you gain experience from both positive as well as the negative experiences of life, become mature, get the ability to deal with all kind of scenarios, is when things starts to improve with time. So sixth house signification, sixth lord, usually you become equipped to deal with those struggles and obstacles as and when you age, as and when you move forward. So things improves with time when it comes to sixth house. Now, as we already discussed about the Dushtana and Upacha thing, now sixth lord going in the 12th house is called as a Viparit Raj Yoga, and in Viparit Raj Yoga, it is called as the Harsha Viparit Raj Yoga. Now, what does Harsha mean? Harsha is a state of mind of being happy, being joyful, being delightful, right? So, isn't it irony that being happy is getting linked to this placement where both the houses are dusthana, and which and this placement where it talks about the negative situations of life, isn't it? So it's ironical. But when do you will you feel most importance of happiness? If you are already in a phase of happiness, you are not going to feel extreme pleasure in the happiness which you get next day, right? But let's say you have been through a very tough time, let's say for 5 years continuous, you face some or the other issues, one after another, one after another. But then after 5 years you are getting a period of happiness, so you are going to treasure and value that happiness more than the happiness that you get easily, right? So this is a state of true happiness where you feel that you finally deserve it after overcoming the difficult time of your life. Now, on an upper level or on a higher plane, real happiness is also, as we discussed, overcoming the materialistic realm and moving towards spirituality. When you understand that materialism is not able to satisfy the inside hunger which is there in you, is when then you move to spirituality, is also a journey which is seen from this state of happiness being represented by the Harsha Viparit Raj Yoga. Now, if certain examples, if we have to see for this Viparit Raj Yoga, so it could be that you gain from difficult situations, events of losses, from struggles and adversities. So please understand that there is a struggle, there is a adversity which is going to hit you, and you are going to gain from it. Okay, it's not a easy smooth honeymoon type kind of phase. It is a phase with adversities, obstacles, struggles, but then you will have that enough intellect, enough strength to overcome it and to gain from the difficult situations of life. It shows being successful after a low phase, after a phase of struggle. So a few examples could be winning court cases. Now, to win court case, it's not that every time a moral or a just person who has not done anything is going to win a case, right? Winning case has mostly to deal with what kind of lawyer also you have, right? Just being right doesn't help, right? Having somebody who can represent you very strongly is going to help a lot. Okay, doesn't matter if you are on which side of the law, right? So here it is mostly on getting some exceptionally talented lawyer which can help you in a case which earlier might have looked impossible to win. Now, here we are not going to discuss whether you are on the right side or the wrong side of the law, but this is kind of the examples which we can see from this placement: winning over your enemies, winning over your competitors. For example, there is some business deal going on and you win over your competitor, who could have bid some idea, and your idea wins over your competitor's idea, overcoming obstacles and phases of the low period which is there. Then another example could be coming out of the situation of poverty and situations where you felt that you did not have enough resources, right? Coming out of debt traps and paying off loans. Now, debt trap is really a vicious cycle, and in recent time especially, there are many people who are getting victim of this debt trap. Now, debt trap is not an easy time. If you see the news which is coming, there are so many people who are literally losing wants to lose their life because they are unable to escape this. So it is definitely a difficult time, but this placement you will be able to come out of it. You will be able to pay off your loans. Okay, this placement can also show, if it is well placed, you have the power to give up on addictions and to give up on bad habits, and also have the ability to control your senses. So in that sense it is good. Another example for this is also escaping near death situations and escaping and overcoming critical illnesses. So all this is examples which we can see from this placement. Now, sixth lord is a lord of daily routine, and 12th house is a house of foreign lands. So this is a placement which can also show one's daily routine being spent into more into a foreign land, or in a place which is away from one's birthplace, especially in the pursuit of earning wealth, because sixth lord is the lord of Artha Trikon. But again, this is mostly seen when this time period is active, and again we have to see the entire chart in detail to see conjunctions, aspects, and lot of other things. Sixth lord also shows your enemies, and 12th house is a house which is behind the scenes. So be very mindful of who your enemies are. You might not even know who your enemies are. Okay, your enemies might try to harm via behind the scenes strategies. Okay, somebody might be bad mouthing you in behind your back, and you might not be even knowing it. Okay, hidden politics in workplace, one might, so you might not know who your real enemy is, who might be bad mouthing you behind your back. Enemies are hiding under a mask, so in front of you, you might they might be friend to you, but the behind the scenes kind of a situation could be totally different. Now, sixth lord is a lord which represents your daily routine, and 12th house is a house of jail time, imprisonment. So with this placement, one might be able to escape the prison time, accusations, convictions. Now, depending on the chart, and again, we are not here to say whether the person was on the right side of the law or the wrong side of the law, but sixth lord here getting weak is can make one person able to escape of the accusations, but again we have to see the entire chart in detail to finalize on anything. Don't take everything on the face value with just one generic placement. Sixth lord is a lord which shows one's bad habits, immoral activities, and 12th house is a house of pleasure from addictions and going into escapism. So if this is badly placed, afflicted, there is a possibility of getting into addictions, like alcohol, smoking, sex related addictions, or any other immoral things. 12th house is also the house of expenses, so your expenses are going on spending on bad habits, like buying some things which aids or helps into all these addictions. So again, right, as we already discussed, this time period could be a difficult time period for you, and usually if you see people enter into addictions mostly when they are into their lowest phase of life. They enter when they think that there is no escape out, and they are totally shattered from an emotional angle. When they are depressed is when mostly in most cases people enter into all these kind of addictions. So here, be very mindful and see, because otherwise this might go into self harming things, right? And that is not great for anybody. Instead of spending on bad habits, you can instead spend your money on fixing your daily routine and lifestyle, and on your well-being, because sixth lord is also the lord of your well-being, also the lord of how much you are spending on your physical fitness, mental well-being, physical well-being. So start spending money on these things so that it is better for you generally. Now, sixth lord is also the lord of obstacles and struggles, and 12th house is a house of foreign land. So if it is badly placed, afflicted, then one might experience struggles in the daily life in foreign land, at least in the initial phase of life, right? Going to foreign land is not easy. Like, it might see very blissful and happy on Instagram, but the real story is completely different. There is a daily grind, daily struggle that one has to put when they are in the places which is unknown to them, because they do not have many contacts. They have to start and build everything from scratch. So don't consider it as a negative thing, because struggles will be part of daily life, and that is how we progress ahead, right? Now, sixth lord is a lord of enemies, and 12th house shows losses. Now, this is a placement which can also show possibility of loss of money, because you're dealing with enemies, court cases, etc. Right now, depending on the chart, let's say if it is a chart of rich people, rich businessmen, a rich CEO, so for them this is kind of a part and parcel of their daily life, right? Because someone or the other is keeping on suing their company, or some or the other court cases going on, so they are spending money to deal with those enemies and court cases. So depending on the chart, we can see how these things really work out. Sixth lord is a lord of theft and robbery, and 12th house is a house of losses and foreign land. So if it is afflicted, badly placed, then there is a possibility of losses due to theft or robbery. Okay, then another situation is possibility of theft or robbery in a foreign place or in a place away from your place of birth. So I have also seen various examples where this Indians go to some foreign place, and where their like phones or everything gets stolen when they are, traveling in subways. So this is just kind of a generic example which is related to this placement. Now, sixth lord is a lord of loans and debts, and 12th house is a house of losses and escapism. So with this placement, one's loans and debts is getting paid off, right? So loans and debts will be paid off only when you are in a position to get loan, right? So it is detachment from loans, able to pay off your loans, and escape from debt trap. So these are all the themes which we can see during this placement. And the people who have taken loans, only they know how difficult is to live with that, that's such a big rock on one's head of paying those EMIs, paying those loans every month, right? People are literally cutting corners and sacrificing every other things so that they can pay those EMIs quicker. So while that paying of EMI phase looks very tough, looks where that person is sacrificing things, but if you see on in hindsight, in the if you see from a bigger perspective, then it can give you an asset, right? Because with the money which you really did not have. And from a big picture, eventually it is rewarding for you, because you earn or get something as a reward for the sacrifice that you do for a block of phase of your lifetime, wherein you are doing sacrifices to be able to pay those EMIs. Now, sixth lord is a lord of debts, and 12th house is a house of foreign lands. So this placement can also show possibility of taking debts to move to foreign land. Now it will depend, right? If let's say fourth lord of education and sixth lord of education is going, sixth lord of loans is going in the 12th house, so it can mean taking loan for completing one's education in a foreign land, right? It can mean that. If it is seventh lord, it can mean one person is taking loan for business to be run in foreign land. So depending on the entire chart, again we can drill down on on a more deeper level. Sixth lord is a lord which shows diseases and health issues, and 12th house is a house of losses, expenses, hospitalization. So one might have to do expenses on healing from illnesses and diseases. Okay, expenses on hospitalization could be there. Facing some kind of disease in a foreign land is possible. It could be as simple as change flu due to the weather change, because you're going completely to an uncharted unknown territory. Again, depending on how it is placed, we can see the level of disease, how life threatening it is, and what is the scale of it, gravity, situation. All these things can be seen only after seeing the entire chart. Sixth lord is a lord of daily routine service, and 12th house is the house of hospital, ashrams, isolated places. So this is the placement which can also show one's daily routine, getting involved into being of service to others, especially into NGOs, hospitals, retreat centers, meditation centers, ashrams, or isolated or restricted places. So we are just seeing different scenarios that we can see from this singular placement. Sixth lord is a lord of troubles and obstacles, and 12th house is a house of isolation. So with this placement, it can also show person who have to spend time alone in isolation to heal from troubled times. It can mean now this has like various meanings, like living in isolation. It could be in really extreme cases could mean jail time. In some cases it could mean rehabilitation centers. In some cases it can mean going to this yoga and meditation center to heal from the traumas and the troubled times that one has taken. So it can mean different things. Again, I'm mentioning we have to see the entire chart to drill down on anything. Sixth lord is a lord of enemies, and 12th house is a house of bed pleasures. So in some cases, this placement can also show one indulging in bed pleasures with one's enemies. So a historical kind of a example for this could be, right, like there are two neighboring, let's say, regions with two different kings, wherein one king tries to attack the weaker king, and weaker king tries to not lose his throne via giving his daughter as as a wife to the other king. So these kind of examples were really common in the past. So this is something which can be related with this placement. Now sixth lord is a lot of diseases and health issues, and 12th house is a house of sleep. So if there it is in affliction, then there is a possibility of sleep related illnesses, insomnia, sleepwalking, or just lack of sleep causing severe health issues. So maintaining strict sleep regimen is important with this placement. Sixth lord is a lord which also shows your maternal uncle, and 12th house is a house of foreign land. So, with this placement, one's maternal uncle might go to foreign land or to place away from his birthplace. Sixth lord sitting in the 12th house is giving its seventh aspect on the own house of death, diseases, and enemies. So, which means that while you will be facing one of these or multiple of these situations depending on the placement, but you will also be able to come out of it, because sixth lord is also not going to harm its own house. It is going to, I will in future make separate videos with different type of planets as the sixth lord in the 12th house. If you have this placement in your chart, please do mention your experiences in the comments section. I hope you guys must have liked the video. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel. Also, please do let me know in the comment section below what more videos would you like to see. Thank you.